Chosen one. You are the strongest chosen. The prophecy is real. There is a moment, a single, silent, terrifying moment that every chosen soul experiences before they understand what they truly are. It is the moment you look in the mirror and feel like something is wrong, like you don't belong, like the world was built for everyone else and you were somehow dropped into it by mistake, like the life you're living is a size too small, a color too dull, a sound too quiet for what rages inside your chest. That moment is not a sign of weakness. That moment is the prophecy beginning to awaken. You were never meant to fit. Chosen ones never do. The ones written into the fabric of destiny are always the ones who feel the deepest friction with the world around them, because they are not of the ordinary world. They are meant to reshape it, and reshaping requires resistance, pressure, pain. The very discomfort you have been running from your entire life is the furnace that has been forging you into something the world has never seen before. Let that land. The pain was not punishment. The pain was preparation. Every story ever told about a chosen one, across every culture, every civilization, every era of human history, follows the same sacred pattern. The warrior is not born on the battlefield. The king is not born on the throne. The prophet is not born delivering the word. They are born in the mud, in the ordinary, in the forgotten corners of the world where no one is watching and nothing seems special. They are born into struggle, into confusion, into the kind of darkness that makes people question whether the light is even real. And then something happens. Something shifts. Something inside them refuses to stay silent any longer. That something is happening to you right now. There is a reason you are here, reading these words, feeling what you are feeling. You did not stumble upon this moment by accident. Nothing in the universe is accidental, especially not the moments that stop you in your tracks and make your heart beat differently. The universe does not waste its energy on the ordinary. It does not send fire to places that do not need burning. And the fire you feel inside your chest, that restless, uncontainable, explosive force that makes you want more, that refuses to let you settle, that keeps you awake at night, dreaming of something bigger. That fire was placed there deliberately. It was placed there because you are the one, not one of many, not a runner-up, not a consolation prize in the cosmic lottery. The one, the strongest chosen. Now you need to understand what that actually means, because most people have a very distorted picture of what it looks like to be chosen. They imagine it as ease. They imagine golden light descending from the sky and a voice announcing your greatness while crowds cheer and doors open effortlessly. They imagine chosen ones walking through life, untouched by suffering, unbroken by failure, unmarked by doubt. That is not the prophecy. That has never been the prophecy. The real prophecy, the ancient one, the true one, the one carved into the bones of reality itself, says this: the strongest chosen will be the most tested. The one who is meant to carry the most weight will first have to prove they can survive the weight. The one who is destined to lead will first have to be broken down until every false identity, every borrowed belief, every comfortable lie is stripped away, and what remains, what cannot be destroyed, is the real thing, the indestructible core, the truth of who they are. You have been tested. You know this. You have lived this. Think about everything you have already survived. The nights that felt endless, the relationships that crumbled, the failures that felt final, the moments when you looked at your life and could not find a single reason to believe it would get better. The times you were underestimated, overlooked, dismissed, and counted out. The times you counted yourself out. You survived all of it. Every single thing that was supposed to break you bent, but you did not break. You are still here. You are still standing. You are still breathing, still dreaming, still hungry for something more. And that is not a small thing. That is not ordinary resilience. That is the evidence of something extraordinary living inside you, something that refuses to be extinguished, no matter how many storms have come to try. That is the mark of the chosen. Strength in the chosen one is not measured by the absence of struggle. It is measured by what happens inside the struggle. It is measured by the quality of your decision in the moment of maximum pressure. It is measured by whether you find a way, any way, to keep moving when every logical reason to move has been taken from you. That kind of strength cannot be learnt from a book. It cannot be manufactured in a comfortable environment. It can only be born in the fire. And you have been in the fire. You have been burning for longer than you even realized. And the fire did not consume you. It converted you. There are people in this world who will never understand what you have been through because they have not been built the way you have been built. They live in the shallows. They are comfortable in the comfortable. They have made their peace with smallness, and they wear it like a medal of honor, calling it humility, calling it acceptance, calling it wisdom, when really it is fear dressed in respectable clothing. They will look at you and they will not understand the hunger in your eyes. They will not understand why you cannot sit still. They will not understand why ordinary is not enough for you, why you keep reaching, why you keep pushing, why you refuse to let the version of you that exists right now be the final version. They do not need to understand. The chosen one was never meant to be understood by everyone. They were meant to be recognized by the few who are ready. And eventually, when the prophecy has fully materialized, when what is inside you has been fully expressed, they will not need to understand. They will see, they will witness, and what they witness will change them too. That is the power you carry. You are not just fighting for yourself. You never were. The chosen one's journey is never purely personal, even when it feels deeply personal. Every time you choose to rise instead of sink, you are writing a message in the fabric of reality that someone somewhere will read and use to save their own life. Every time you refuse to quit, you are demonstrating a possibility that others have been told does not exist. Every time you push through the impossible and come out the other side changed, you become living proof that change is real, that transformation is possible, that the walls people believe are permanent are actually temporary. You are someone's proof. You are someone's reason to believe. That is not a metaphor. That is not an inspirational phrase designed to make you feel good in the moment and forgotten by tomorrow. That is the literal mechanics of how the universe uses chosen ones. Not to be heroes in the traditional cinematic sense, riding in on horseback to save the masses in a single dramatic moment, but to be lights, slow-burning, unquenchable, persistent lights that make the darkness less absolute for everyone in proximity. And the darkness has been thick lately. You know this. You can feel the weight of it in the world around you, in the conversations you overhear, in the eyes of people who have given up, in the culture of mediocrity that tries to recruit you daily, that whispers its seductive little lies into every quiet moment, telling you to be realistic, to lower your expectations, to accept the life that has been handed to you instead of building the life you were born to live. Do not listen. The chosen one cannot afford to listen to the voice of the ordinary world when the voice of their destiny is speaking, and your destiny is speaking. It has been speaking your entire life, in the hunger you cannot explain, in the visions that visit you when you dare to imagine, in the particular kind of restlessness that only goes quiet when you are moving towards something true and great. Listen to that voice. That is the prophecy speaking through you. Now let's talk about strength, because the title is not merely decorative. You are the strongest chosen, and understanding what that means changes everything. Strength, in the context of the prophecy, is not physical. It is not about what your body can endure, though the body will be tested. The strength that marks the chosen one is the strength of continuity, the strength of still being here when others have left, the strength of maintaining vision when the evidence of reality screams that the vision is foolish, the strength of loving what you are becoming even when you hate where you are right now. This strength is rare. This strength is terrifying to those who do not possess it, because it cannot be explained by talent alone, or privilege alone, or luck alone. There are talented people who have quit. There are privileged people who have crumbled. There are lucky people who have squandered every advantage. But the chosen one, the one carrying this particular brand of strength, keeps going, not because the conditions are favorable, but because something inside them is structurally incapable of permanent surrender. You know this about yourself. You have tried to quit, maybe more than once, maybe more times than you want to admit. You have tried to be okay with less. You have tried to convince yourself that the dream was too big, that the vision was too ambitious, that you were not the right person for it. You have tried to make peace with staying small, and it never worked, because the chosen one cannot stay small. It is not in their architecture. The prophecy does not allow it. Every time you tried to shrink yourself down to fit the box that the world offered you, something inside you pushed back, something resisted, something said not yet, not this, not here. There is more, and you know it. That something is your truth, that something is undefeatable. The prophecy is real, and here is what makes it different from every comforting story ever told to someone who needed motivation. Most motivational messages tell you that you can be great if you work hard enough, that greatness is earned through effort and available to anyone willing to pay the price. And while there is truth in that, effort matters enormously. Discipline is non-negotiable. Work is the vehicle. The prophecy goes deeper. The prophecy does not merely say you can, it says you are. It does not speak in the language of potential. It speaks in the language of inevitability. You are not on your way to becoming the strongest chosen one. You already are. The journey ahead is not the journey toward your power. It is the journey of learning to wield the power you already possess, of unlearning the smallness that was taught to you, of removing every layer of false identity that was placed over you by people who were too afraid of their own greatness to let you run freely into yours, of remembering what you knew before the world told you to forget. Children know they are special. Watch them. They have no concept of limitation. They believe they can do anything, be anyone, conquer every mountain, dance on every star. They live in the prophecy naturally, instinctively, without needing to be told. And then the world comes for them. Well-meaning adults, frightened peers, broken systems, all of them conspiring, not out of malice, but out of their own unhealed wounds, to slowly replace the child's limitless self-concept with a realistic one, a manageable one, a safe one. They call it growing up. It is actually a very specific kind of death, and the chosen one's journey, your journey, is the resurrection. It is the long, difficult, glorious process of coming back to what you always were before the world convinced you otherwise. Coming back to the fire, coming back to the knowing, coming back to the unashamed, unapologetic certainty that you were built for something remarkable, and you will not rest until that something is real. This is your resurrection. This is what is happening to you right now. And resurrection is not painless. Do not let anyone tell you it is. Coming back to life after a long sleep is violent and disorienting and beautiful all at once. It requires you to confront every fear you have been carrying. It requires you to face the stories you have been telling yourself about why you are not enough, not ready, not deserving. It requires you to look at the life you have been living and be honest about which parts of it were chosen and which parts were simply accepted because choosing felt too dangerous. That honesty is courage. That courage is the first act of the chosen one's power, because here is what the world does not tell you about prophecy. It does not fulfill itself. The stars do not align while you sit waiting. The doors do not open for the passive. The universe does not hand-deliver destiny to the comfortable. The prophecy is not a guarantee of outcome. It is a guarantee of potential. It is the universe saying, "This one has everything required. Now let's see if they will use it." The question is always whether you will use it, whether you will show up fully, whether you will bet on yourself when no one else is betting on you, whether you will take the step even when the ground beneath the step is invisible, whether you will keep the faith when the faith is the only evidence you have, whether you will be willing to look foolish, to fail publicly, to stumble forward through the uncertainty because you know in a place deeper than logic that on the other side of this dark corridor is something worth every second of the dark. This is what the chosen one is asked to do, not to be fearless. Fear is honest. Fear is information. Fear tells you that something important is at stake, and the things most worth doing are always the things with the most at stake. The chosen one is not asked to eliminate fear. They are asked to move despite it, to act in the presence of uncertainty, to choose the vision over the comfort, the mission over the mood, the future over the present moment's pain. You have done this before. You will do it again. And every time you do, every single time you choose the hard right thing over the easy wrong thing, the prophecy advances. Every time you act from your higher self instead of your most frightened self, you step closer to the fullest expression of what you were born to be. Every conversation you have with someone in pain that ends with them feeling less alone, prophecy. Every project you complete when quitting would have been easier, prophecy. Every boundary you set that protects your energy for the things that matter, prophecy. Every morning you rise and choose forward instead of backward, prophecy. It is not one big dramatic moment. It is 10,000 small sacred choices made in the direction of your truest self, and they are accumulating. Every single one is accumulating. The universe is extraordinarily precise in its accounting. Nothing is lost, no effort is wasted, no sacrifice is forgotten. Every moment you spent working in the dark when no one was watching, it was watched. Every time you did the right thing without recognition, it was recorded. The deposits you have been making into the account of your destiny are greater than you know. The compound interest on your discipline and your courage and your refusal to quit is building toward a return that will stagger you. Your season is coming, not as a vague someday, not as a maybe if everything aligns, as an inevitable mathematical certainty, because the strongest chosen one cannot be denied indefinitely. The world may delay the prophecy. Opposition may complicate it. Your own fears may slow it down. But nothing in existence can permanently prevent the destiny of someone who refuses to be permanently stopped. And you have refused. You have refused every time. Even when the refusal was quiet. Even when it was just one more day, just one more attempt, just a barely audible no to the voice telling you it was over. That barely audible no is enough. That barely audible no is the prophecy protecting itself through you. The divine inside you that absolutely will not allow its purpose to be snuffed out. That is the strongest chosen one defending the prophecy from the inside. From this moment forward, I want you to carry something with you. Not a burden, a badge. The understanding that everything you have been through was not random, was not pointless, was not the universe being cruel for the sake of cruelty. It was curriculum. It was the highest, most expensive, most exclusive education available to a human being. The education of the soul by fire, by loss, by love, by failure, by the particular alchemy that only extreme experience can produce. You have been educated. You are prepared. The prophecy has been writing itself through your life since the first breath you took. Every chapter that seemed like a detour was actually a deepening. Every character who seemed like an obstacle was actually a teacher. Every situation that seemed like a setback was actually a setup. Not a comforting cliche, but a genuine mechanics of how destiny works, how chosen ones are prepared, how the strongest possible version of a human being is constructed not in comfort, but in the crucible of real, difficult, transformative living. You are the strongest chosen one, not the loudest, not necessarily the most visible right now, not the most celebrated in this moment, but the strongest, because strength in the chosen one is not about how bright you burn in the easy moments. It is about whether you still burn at all in the hard ones, and you are still burning. The fact that you are still here, still reaching, still hungry, still believing in something greater, that is your proof. That is the living evidence of your election. The prophecy is real, and it has always been about you. Now rise, not gently, not tentatively, not with one foot still anchored in the doubt and the smallness and the stories that tried to make you forget what you are. Rise completely. Rise with the full weight of everything you are and everything you have survived and everything you are about to become, pressing behind you like a tidal wave that has been building for years and can no longer be contained. Rise in the knowledge that you were chosen before you understood what being chosen meant, that you were strong before you learned to call it strength, that the prophecy was written into you before you ever picked up the pen. Rise as the strongest chosen one, because that is what you are. That is what you have always been. And the world has been waiting, whether it knows it or not, for you to finally, fully, irrevocably believe it. The wait is over. The prophecy is real, and it lives in you.